Hi everyone, how you all doing today? I'm Katie Coach and I'm back again. Okay, so today what are we talking about? We'll be looking at the relationship between reaches, impressions, and frequency. When you're running adverts on Facebook, a lot of times you see on your statistics when you're running ads on Facebook, on your dashboard, on your stats table, a lot of times you see reaches, you see impressions, you see frequency. So these are related, but they are quite different. So I want to point out the difference between all of these parameters to you right now. So what are reaches? Basically, reaches refer to the number of people who see your adverts. Get this, the number of people who see your adverts. For instance, if I see your adverts now online, that is one reach. If somebody else sees your adverts online, that's another reach. Now watch this, stay with me. Now what is impression? Impression is the number of times that your advert is seen. Let me take it again. Impression is the number of times that your advert is seen. Now get this now. If I see your adverts online, that is one reach and one impression as well. If I see the same adverts a second time, that's still one reach, because reach is the number of people who see your adverts online. So because I'm still one person, even though I see an advert twice or thrice, it's still one reach. But now, if I see the same advert a second time, it is still one reach, but it is not one impression. It is now two impressions, because even though I am one person, I've seen the advert twice. So that is two impressions. So that's to tell you that impression is the number of times that the advert is seen, mindless of whether it is the same person that sees the advert or different persons. I hope you get that now. So reach is the actual number of people who see your advert online. I see your advert now online, I'm just one reach. If I see the advert a second time, it is still one reach. While on the other hand, impression is the number of times the advert is seen, regardless of whether one person sees it 10 times or 100 times. So if I as a person see an advert 10 times, the same advert 10 times online, that is 10 impressions exactly. So when you're looking at your dashboard online, you're most likely going to see that the figures under reaches and impression are probably different. And most of the time, the impressions are usually more than the reaches. And the reason for that is not far-fetched. The reason is simply that there are some people who have seen your adverts more than once. So now, it leads me to the third one, which is frequency. Frequency is the one that actually establishes the relationship between impressions and reaches. How does it do that? Your frequency is calculated using this simple formula: impressions divided by reaches. So let me say, for instance, if I have 100 reaches, that means if 100 people have seen my adverts online, and on my dashboard I'm seeing 120 impressions, that means my advert has been seen 120 times, even though it's been seen by just 100 people. What that tells me automatically is that some people amongst my reaches have seen my adverts more than once. So if I want to calculate the frequency now, frequency will now be the total number of impressions divided by total number of reaches. That's 120 divided by 100. So my impression at that, my frequency at that time will read 1.2. So whenever I check my frequency and I see 1.2, that's a pointer to the fact that I have some guys amongst my reaches who have seen my adverts more than once. Do you get what I'm saying now? So under normal condition, your frequency starts from 1.0. Do you get what I'm saying now? By the time your impression starts rising more than your reaches, you see your frequency start growing from 1.0 to 1.1, month later 1.2 to 1.3 to 1.4 to 1.5, and sometimes it can rise as high as 2.0. When your frequency is getting up to 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, 2.0, that's to tell you that you've probably exhausted the active audience amongst your audience size. Exactly. It means that virtually everyone amongst your audience size have seen your adverts almost twice. Do you get what I'm saying now? Virtually everyone on your advert, I've seen your advert at least twice. That's what that frequency tells you. So when you're running adverts, and your advert is conversing and conversing, most of the time, by the time your frequency starts increasing to 1.6, 1.7, 1.9, 2.0, 2.1, there is always, most of the time, there is a likelihood that your adverts may start, the results you are getting from your advert may start nosediving, may start going down. Why? Is because the active audience amongst your audience size perhaps have seen your advert at least twice. You understand? And that's what your frequency tells you about. Do you get? That's what your frequency tends to establish. So you know that virtually everyone that's active amongst the audience you're targeting have now seen your adverts at least twice. So it's a time for you to now start looking for a fresh audience, or start scaling your advert by virtue of custom audiences, lookalike audiences, or however you want to scale your advert. Of course, we'll still discuss custom audiences, lookalike audiences, and the likes. You understand? But I want you to understand the relationship between reaches, impression, and frequency. Just to recap, to refresh your memory again, reaches means the actual number of people who see your adverts online. Impression, the total number of times that your advert is seen. So whether if one person sees your advert more than once, it's still one reach, but now if the person sees it twice, that's two impressions. Now frequency is impression divided by reaches, because most of the time your impressions are usually more than your reaches. Why is simply the reason is not far-fetched. People tend to see your advert more than once online when you're targeting a particular audience online. So that's the relationship between reaches, impression, and frequency. I hope you have learned something today. So if you like what we're doing, click on the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and put on the notification bell as well. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Bye.